Man like Robbie, welcome along to MLR Daily. Spurs have blown it. Yesterday they had the big chance to put pressure on Chelsea. All they had to do, go to West Ham, a team that's not been playing very well this season, although unbeaten in their last four at their new ground, the London Stadium. But they had to go there, beat West Ham, put pressure on Chelsea. They'd only be 1 point behind Chelsea if they did that, and Chelsea would have had their game on Monday. But Spurs, I don't know what happened to them yesterday. They put in a poor performance, and they also came up against a very motivated West Ham. I did say that West Ham would be motivated. It's a London derby, and there's no love lost between the two sets of fans, and that they would really, really want West Ham, you know, to stop Spurs from winning the league, and I think they've done that last night. West Ham running out 1-0 winners on the night, a goal by Lanzini, and you've got to say it was deserved. And Spurs were so poor. I mean, in comparison to the Spurs that played Arsenal last week, they were so poor. But as I said, West Ham very good, closing down, working their socks off. The manager, Slaven Bilic, would have been thinking, why haven't we played like this more this season? It was an excellent performance. And now Chelsea are in the driving seat. If they win their next two games, and they play twice before Spurs play next, they will be champions. And those two games are at home against Middlesbrough, which you would expect Chelsea to win that, and away next week Friday against West Bromwich Albion. Both those games coming before Tottenham play again. If they win those two games, they will be crowned champions of the Premier League for the second time in 3 years, and it's almost inevitable. And Pochettino really must be scratching his head and wondering why, with the team that he has, he just doesn't be able to seem to get over the final hurdle. It really reminded you of the game last year when they went away to Chelsea, needing a similar result, and they got overturned there by a really motivated Chelsea on the night as well. They really seem unfortunate that they always end up with these tough London derbies. Getting into the games today, Manchester City taking on Crystal Palace at lunchtime today. Big game for both teams. City want to get into the top four. They need 3 points there. Palace still not yet safe, but if they could get 3 points out of this game, they know they would be safe. Will be really difficult for them, but that's the game at lunchtime. Bournemouth taking on Stoke, bit of a dead rubber. So is Burnley versus West Bromwich Albion, but this one's big. Hull City versus Sunderland. As we know, Sunderland already relegated, but Hull, they're fighting for their lives. They will see this game as a must win to get 3 points and put them some distance between them and Swansea. It's a big game for them. Leicester City take on Watford, and then in the 5:30 kickoff, Swansea, they're going to be at home against Everton. They'll know what they'll have to do. It's probably going to be, they'll know that they'll have to win this game. They're up against Everton, and that's going to be a really tough game for them. But they are at home, Swansea. So that battle to see who stays up really hotting up. Suleiman Tari, remember we spoke about this a couple of days ago, that he'd got this ridiculous ban for complaining about being racially abused in a game. Calgary played Pescara, and he was sent off for 2 yellow cards for complaining. Well, you know, there was all sorts of talk about, you know, black players going on strike and things like that. In Italy, the Italian Football Federation have seen the light and have decided to overturn the ban. They said, and these are their quotes, that they considered the particular delicacy in this case. Now, they should have considered that in the first place. Absolutely ridiculous. And as I said the other day, the Italian Football Federation needs to start taking racism in football more seriously. It's very damaging, things like this. Get it sorted out. Another ban that's been overturned is the ban on Lionel Messi. Now, Messi had been banned for 4 matches, which seemed very, very harsh at the time, for abusing a second referee, the old linesman, as we call it. Well, that ban has been lifted. He received it in a game against Chile. That 4-game ban would have kept him out of quite a few games in the World Cup qualifiers. That has now also been lifted, and the fine has also been lifted, so Messi is free to play on in the qualifiers. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. We will be back tomorrow. Some big games on today, especially at the bottom of the table. We'll take a big review of them tomorrow.
Man like Robbie.